All right, and welcome to yet another terrible episode of the Mustard Seed Buying Company's bookstore thrift hauls. It's terrible.
It's not
Who
terrible.
would watch this? Who would watch this? My mom. My mom wouldn't even watch this. Grandma Kilby would because she'd have no choice if you turn it on. But I appreciate you pumping me up. Rah rah rah. I am a pessimist. I'm an Eeyore. Uh, my aunt once gave all of us stuffed animals when we were kids from the Winnie the Pooh series, and I got Eeyore, and I was like, why am I Eeyore? She's like, you're an Eeyore, and I didn't understand it. And then like 3 or 4 times that night, they're like, see, Eeyore, Eeyore, Eeyore. I get it now, but it still hurts. It still hurts that I'm an Eeyore. Hey Em, how are you? Thank you.
I am reading my book.
What book are you reading today, Em?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the fourth book.
The fourth book, Dog Days. You a big fan of those books?
Yeah, I finished the first and the second, the 12th and the 20th.
The first, the second, the 12th, and the 20th.
Yeah.
My favorite reading order for my books too. Keep it up.
So, well,
You just know what they're about, so you like to read them.
well, it's because they don't really go in a order. Well, like the first 7 or so books go in a row, then they just start being random things,
Oh, okay.
and then it just
So
starts
you
getting
should
a
read the
little
first
random.
7 in a row then. But it's like maybe it's like Boxcar Children or the Magic Tree House Adventures. You don't really have to read them in order. Oh man, he is just Ryan. I know she got him. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to continue on with my thrift store book hauls. Thank you, Malcolm. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Uh, we've got today more books. Have I way too many books? I like to go. Sometimes I hit 3 or 4 thrift stores on a Saturday. I make my kids go with me, and I buy a lot of books. Um, my average weekly spend, I'd say, is about 120 to $150. Not all on books, but on the accoutrement that you see behind you. Um, and again, you can call me a villain, but I've talked about it in other videos, and I'd be happy to talk about it again. Maybe I'll make a special episode to just kind of ding and reference people to my thought processes on it. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. Uh, this is Magic, Witchcraft, and Religion, an anthropological study of the supernatural, the third edition by Arthur Lehman and James Myers. An academic publishing by Mayfield Publishing Company that studies shamanism, religion, and its influence on people. Fascinating. One I might actually, sit down and bust through one of these days. Picked up, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but I'm going to pick up every Native American book that I come across that seems interesting and isn't just like ho hum of the Native people. Like, we love the Indians. Maybe that's what a lot of them are, but anyway. Dine Bahane, the Navajo creation story. Clean myth copy. Gonna always pick that up. Always, always, always. University of New Mexico Press. By Paul G. Zolbrod. I'm always leery. I don't want to say leery. I'm always hesitant to engage with um, Native American lit that is not written by Native Americans. Um, but when it comes to anthropology, um, old books at the thrift store aren't usually woke enough. Sorry, there's a street right there. I like to look at the street. Um, so this is Marissa Myers, Renegades. I bought my niece these Cinderella style books her when I was working at Second and Charles years ago, um, and this was $1, so I bought it because it's clean, brand new. Uh, so it might hook her up with that. It might sit in my library till my kids are old enough to read it. Who knows? Who really knows? I used to have all of these, and I sold them to Second and Charles years ago. Now I'm buying them again. Got to start somewhere. when you're collecting used books, don't ever go, I need the first book first. Just buy the nicest copies you can find of things, even if they're out of order, because you'll be surprised at how fast your collection goes from incomplete to complete. But today I picked up, or this week I picked up Artemis Fowl, the Eternity Cube. I'm not sure if this is the first one or the third one. It's not the first one, I know that. I don't know if it's the third one or the fourth one. I think it must be the fourth one because I think it goes. No, I don't know. It goes gold, silver, and then maybe it is this one. Yeah, and then it's like peach and then green. I want to say are the colors of the covers. But it's the first one I came across. So it's the first one I picked up. I also have a mini booklet of his, that Alan Colfer's, that I picked up for $1 at some point. Whew. Tough-minded faith for tender-hearted people. Tough-minded faith for tender-hearted people by Dr. Schuller. Um, Special Hour of Power 30th Anniversary Edition. I'm not familiar with this minister, this theologian, but the title alone caught me. Um, and then I opened it up, and there's just a lot to it. It's also bonded leather with a gilded edge, so for $1.75, that's an obvious take home. Greek English Lexicon of the New Testament. It's a nice, solid little, what do you want to call that? Reference guidebook. If you've been watching this far, you probably know that I flip books. I have probably 15 biblical reference books. I do like to sell them. They do make decent money, okay money, but I also like to have them. So I have several on my back shelf that are just for me. This one being a Greek English lexic dictionary. It's probably going to be one that I moved to my downstairs library, but there's always a possibility that I hold on to that one. Speaking of making collections, last week, if you watch my videos, which you should not, I made the Mockingjay. I bought Mockingjay, and this week is Catching Fire. Again, these are hyper clean hardbacks. I have a box set of the Hunger Games over there, and I haven't come across any of the newer books. There's just one, two, Ballad of the Songbird or whatever. Must be two of them. But I'll pick those up when I get them. But you can always make new trilogies out of those, and keep it going. Also, inside of the same vein, Kenneth Apple's The Boundless. I picked this up, same vein. Maybe my kids are going to get into Kenneth. Don't think this is one that I'll be successful in selling, just because the market on these kids' books is usually like $6, and to ship one for me, it's 5 something. So I can't edge out those massive bookstores and get a better shipping rate personally, but I buy them because they're nice, and they build up my personal library of kids' books. Truth about the 5 primary religions. I read the back of this earlier. It's from the Oracle Institute Press, Spiritual Evolution. It sounds interesting. Don't know exactly what perspective they're taking. Um, Sounds like it looks like a Zelda book. Zelda does heavily reference religions inside of its icons and theme motifs. Motifographies. Motifographies. Uh, I have not read any Eric Larson, but I know that at some point in my life I probably will. I'll probably burn through all of his stuff. But this is a nice, clean copy of The Splendid and the Vile. So I picked that up for my downstairs library. Maybe I'll get into it and go, man, I really love Eric Larson, in which case I'll be happy that I have his stuff. But I have yet to read him, but I will. Inside Scientology by Janet Reitman. Clean edition, cult themed, religious themed. Um, don't know if it's any good, but picked it up because it fits my library. I will buy every copy, on sale or not, that I come across, um, for less than $10. For less than $7, really. If it's 10, I probably wouldn't buy it. Of Harry Potter and the whatever, because I am always looking to expand and upgrade my own personal collection, make sure that I have the nicest edition without any imperfections possible. Um, Prisoner of Azkaban, or excuse me, Half Blood, Order of the Phoenix. Excuse me, Order of the Phoenix. These books tear up. They tear up. I've had copy after copy after copy. I probably should try to take care of them somehow, but I don't. But they tear up, so I buy them and I make. I don't really sell them very well because you can't ship them, um, but I do love these books. So buy them up. I am a Harry Potter stan. I'm a defender. I immediately lose respect for anybody who just nonchalantly discards J.K. Rowling and her masterclass of a world. If you go, she doesn't know how to write. I'm like, we have to talk because I think you're an idiot, and I need to make sure that you're not a savant in disguise. Because some people think that they have a genuinely like deep and valid opinion on Rowling, but honestly, it's like no, all your anti-Rowling sentiment comes from a couple of think groups who need a villain and needed something to spend money on. So, congrats, your donations are being spent. All right. Then I've got the illustrated collector's edition storybook of The Prince of Egypt. Don't know really why I would get this. Maybe put it in my kids' library. But Prince of Egypt is one of the greatest movies of all time. Um, Animated movies of all time, I should say. So you should watch it. Um, haven't read like Eric Larson. I have not actually read any Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis is, I I like Bill Bryson. I like Malcolm Gladwell. I think Michael Lewis is the most prolific nonfiction writer of all time, um, at least in terms of movie adaptations. I don't. I'd be hard pressed to think of anybody who's had more movies made about their work. But maybe somebody could come up with it. I know the obvious answer there is Stephen King, but I'm talking about somebody who's making different properties, nonfiction, and they're all being adapted into movies. So Michael Lewis has Friends in High Places, or he's a genius. I can't tell. Haven't read The Blind Side. Have not read The Big Short. Have not read Moneyball. I have not read uh, any of his other works, but most of them seem to be getting adapted into movies. Picked it up with a tiny bit of water damage on the bottom there, but I always pick up uh, books, movie books that are not book. What am I trying to say here? Movie books that don't have the movie cover on them that are in nice condition, like the next one, which is The Day After Tomorrow by Alan Folsom. Um, this is what has absolutely nothing to do with the movie, so that's embarrassing. I saw it. I was like, man, this is gonna be a rare book. And then I like looked up comps on it, and it doesn't sell at all. And I was like, I wonder why that is. It's so clean and it's so pretty. And I'm like, because it has absolutely nothing to do with the movie. You're finding out. Me making that realization here. Wonderful. All right, and then we're going to end with a bunch of. I'm always going to pick up this style of book, um, just because they need to be rescued from the bends of history. Uh, and I love them. And I'm just, I'm going to have a library shelf of just these someday. And I'll use them to probably prop up the rest of my library. But I love old Tor and Del Rey fiction or fantasy science fiction books. So I'm always going to pick up anytime I come across them for $1.50 or $2, even if nobody's ever read it, nobody will read it. And um, it's it's DOA. It was DOA then, and shouldn't exist now. I'm always gonna pick that up because you never know. You never know. You never know what's gonna get brought out of the depths of time, and you never know who um, might just be looking for the thing that you rescued. But this is Fred Saberhagen's Dancing Bears. I don't know if it's any good, but it's got Praise for Merlin's Bones on the back, which must be another one of his books. Then I've got one of the later Dune novels. But, oh my god. Seriously, freaking look at that. This is it. When was this? I love these. I love it when they're like this. This came out in the probably the 90s. No, copyright 2001, so 2001. So missed it by a couple of years. Still 25 years old. 20, 25 years old at this point, and it's in great condition. So I'm always going to hold on to that. Mercedes Lackey's Exile's Valor. This book is. I'm going to die, and I'm going to own this book, and it will not have been read. But again, it's the kind of fiction that I'm going to end up building around my library around. And then 3 David Eddings books. Never read David Eddings in my life, but I came across these 2 at one thrift store and this one at another thrift store. So they were all under $2. And they are all in excellent condition. So gonna hold on to those. If you're a big David Eddings fan, you can hit me up. But not sure if they're good or not. But you know, again, I just told you, I have walls of these fiction books in my house someday. Living on Mars, and I've made Elon Musk take my books from Colorado to Mars. No, I'm kidding. What are my other great flips this week? Not flips, because I didn't flip any of this stuff yet. I did find a set here in Berthoud. I shouldn't say where we are at. Near us in Berthoud, because I don't live in Berthoud. But of 17 Avatar toys in box. He sold them to me for $100. We opened all of the characters that we didn't have, and I'm gonna sell that lot for $100. So I'm gonna make my money back and keep all of the toys from the lot, which is exciting because we now have all of the Avatar toys.
Not all of them. Azula and Ozai.
Azula and Ozai. I do not have Azula and Ozai. And if there's a Korra out there, I don't have a Korra. But we have the gang. So we have the gang and Iroh and, Appa, which is cool. I got this ghost here, which needs to make it to my Halloween bin. I love me some beanies, but I have to get him into the right bin so that I'm not abusing a loud number of stuffed animals that I'm permitted to present inside of my home for a 40-year-old man. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this today. I hope you have a great day.
One thing.
Oh, first, before I leave, Malcolm. Oh, he wants to show the toys.
Yeah.
So show them. They're all new in box.
Yeah, they were all new.
And there were 2 of each one, so we got to keep one and move one.
So we got Sokka. Then we found also an Iroh.
Yeah, he's starting with the peak. Only downhill from here. Katara. Zuko. More peak. Honestly, we watched the show, and there's not a character. I love all 6 of them. I'm like, you can't do that to Katara. Katara can mess that person up. Katara the master. Toph's obviously a master, but the gang was so good. That was my only frustration with the new movie. Halfway through the movie, I literally said out loud, I was like, when are they going to be the gang and just kick butt for a minute? Kick butt for a minute. Like, be the best in the world for just 1 minute of this movie.
But, like 2 seconds.
But, they leaned heavily on that.
There's Appa. There's Appa.
Appa.
And then we got a Momo.
The gang is all here.
And then up there you can see. Up there.
Go ahead.
Up
No,
there you
don't. Just
can.
don't. Just say what you're gonna say.
Up there you can kind of see those Eddings that my dad has up there.
Yep.
Up there.
Yeah. We got our Eddings up top here.
And then he has a Zuko. He has boxes. And then he has that Avatar state.
Yeah.
And he's a guy who loves to play Overwatch.
This isn't like a dating profile thing. I don't. I do love Overwatch. You don't need to know. Maybe you do. Like, oh, that's because there's a lot of Overwatch stuff up there. But yeah, this is my wall that my son wanted me to show off. These are my owls. See, I get in trouble for the number of plushies that I have. And that is a true legit Star Wars poster from 1978. So, what's up? What's up?